So I think we are ready to start. Um, Hello, my name is Alondra, and I am the program officer at Teachable Fish. And well, we're gonna start. So the agenda for today. We're gonna be talking about the Skills Builder tool. This we know that you recently registered to the School Enterprise Challenge. And this Skills Builder tool is a tool that will let you measure the change in your students' essential skills now that, well, they're just starting this entrepreneurial journey. It is important to measure that, well, the tool that I'm going to show you, it is designed for secondary school students. So if you're not a secondary school teacher, you are welcome to stay because we're going to be sharing some important information with you, and you might be interested in this tool, and we can talk about options about how to use it in the future with non-secondary students. So we're encouraging you to stay. The School Enterprise Challenge. So what it is our flagship program at Teachable Fish. It is a free program that gives young people the chance to become entrepreneurs whilst they still are in the school. And thank you so much for participating in 2022. In this program, your students are going to plan, set up, and run a business. In the process, your students will learn about business skills, of course, but they will also develop a wide range of life skills. And how does it work? Well, to make the most of the program, we really encourage you to support your students to take the lead and in this business challenge. The program consists in 3 simple steps that you can log into with your account information on the online platform. And first step, it is coming up with an idea for a business. Second step is planning the business. And third step is launching their business, launching and running the business. Each step has some guides that you should follow. They will help you to set up your classes. Then at the end of each step, the students will reflect on their experience and they will complete a document for this step. In the case for business idea, they will complete a template for business idea. And step 2, they will complete a business plan. And step 3, they will do the annual report. All the templates are on the online platform. The deadline to submit your 3 documents is the 22nd of November this year. And if you do this by this date, you will be eligible for certificates and prizes. So please have this date in mind. And just know that as sooner as you start completing all the lessons, you will have more time to run your school's business. So we're gonna move on to the levels and the prices. If you have participated before, you must have noticed that this year, each level of achievement will be awarded depending on the quality of the answers. This means that every team can qualify to bronze, silver, or gold level. And your answers will be assessed according to the criteria of achievement that is posted on the School Enterprise Challenge website. Also on the website, you will find the distribution of the more than $25,000 worth of prizes that are available for the best entries in the School Enterprise Challenge. And yes, you can please visit the School Enterprise Challenge website for more information about this. But if you have any questions right now, you can please let me know in the chat, and then we can get in contact with you to explain further. The School Enterprise Challenge will not only allow you and the teachers to be part of an international community, but you will also be getting some certificates. And I'm sorry because the presentation, it's taking a little while to show everything. But you will also be getting certificates that are internationally recognized, and you will get the opportunity to win prizes. But a really important part of the School Enterprise Challenge program is that it has a lot of benefits. First, for your students will be developing business and life skills, and they will have some fun while they get practical experience on how to run a business. Then you, the teachers, you will also be gaining business skills through the lessons and learn new teaching techniques while you get access to resources and training. And finally, there are benefits for your schools as well, as you will have a way to earn some extra income while providing experiential learning to your students. But now let's talk about those really important benefits for the students, them developing business and soft skills. So please, can you tell me in the chat if you know the difference between business and soft skills? And I will give you a few seconds to answer that. Aparna has said that business is buying and selling any commodity. The business skills are those technical competencies that will allow you to complete the responsibilities that come with setting up a business. So some could be coming up with ideas, knowing how to do marketing, or the finance part of a business. Business skills are really important because they will indicate if your students are capable of performing a job, while the soft skills are attributes that a student might have and will help the students interact with those that are around them. And the soft skills really help them succeed in the workplace. Some of these soft skills are speaking or transmitting an idea orally, problem solving, leadership, and teamwork. So when measuring the change of your students' skills, we're gonna focus here on the soft skills. Why? Because soft skills are crucial for your student success. Developing these skills will allow your students to use their technical skills in an effective and efficient way. The students will make the most of their knowledge if they know how to communicate that knowledge and are aware of the importance of interacting with other people. So I have some reasons for why it is important for you to measure your students' soft skills, but I would like to hear from you, like your reasons. So please write in the chat why it is important to measure this, the change in your students' soft skills. So Eda said, you cannot be successful in the business without having soft skills. That's why we're interested to build these skills to our students. Yes, that is really important because as I said, you can have all the technical knowledge, but if you don't know how to transmit this knowledge or how to work in a team, then it is not going to be really useful to have that technical knowledge. So anybody else has a reason why it is important to measure the skills? Yes, Swati said for 360-degree evaluation of the students. Yes, it's really important to use this measurement. So now you have some ideas in your mind of why, and I'm going to share with you also some other ideas of why it is important. We think in Teachable Fish that it is important to measure the change in your students' abilities as by getting all this information that you will get about them if you do this assessment. You will be able to make informed decisions about your teaching strategies. So when you're planning how to deliver each one of your classes, you will have real information from your own students about the impact of participating in the School Enterprise Challenge. Because I know that if you're here today and if you're participating in the School Enterprise Challenge, you are a teacher that is interested in your students' lives and you want to see them succeed and prepare them for their next step in education or in real jobs. So doing this evaluation of the change of your students, you will get all the information that will allow you to make the best decisions on your teaching techniques and to achieve your goals as teachers. So why now we're telling you about, well, this evaluation is because you're now just starting the School Enterprise Challenge 2022 and just starting the lessons. So it is the perfect time to do this measurement in your students. So let me see if anyone has another question. The teacher from Kings and Queens International says it is important to measure your students' soft skills so as to test their natural ability and capacity in certain business areas. Yes. Now that we've been to why and now, you must be wondering like, well, how do I measure these changing skills? And well, what I want to introduce to you today is the Skills Builder tool. And in Teachable Fish, we partner with Skills Builder. And we want you to be able to carry out the assessment of your students' progress for free. Like this is something completely free. And it is an assessment of particularly these soft skills that you're seeing in your screen. And it's speaking, problem solving, leadership, and teamwork. By doing this assessment, you will gather information to see the progress of your secondary students in each skill. And in this table, you can see that we have two different assessments from the Skills Builder tool. These are not lessons that you're going to be giving your secondary students, but let's think about them more as surveys that you will complete. And well, the first one is the teacher's observation. Here, we will be sending you a link to a digital survey that you will have to complete for each student. And this survey is based on 50 steps per skill. Remember that the skills that we are assessing are speaking, problem solving, leadership, and teamwork. And well, this survey will measure the observed soft skills progress. So do you remember the time when I told you that right now was the perfect time to do this assessment? Well, here's the reason why. You must do one at the start of the School Enterprise Challenge and carry out the same activity or survey, but at the end, which is after you submit the annual report by the 22nd of November. Here, it is really important to have at least 3 months between the two surveys, as we need for students to have time to develop skills. And we cannot expect them to develop like leadership from 1 week to another. So we are asking like to give some time between the time you do the first survey and after you complete your annual report. As it is a teacher assessment, the survey must be completed by the head teacher or a teacher that has frequent interactions with each student that you're going to assess. And we expect this assessment to take up in total 50 minutes, like 50 minutes in total for the students. And now the second survey is the learner self-assessment. This one, it is also digital, but in this one, the student is the one that completes it. It is also based on 50 statements or steps per skill. And here the student is the one that measures his own perception of their skills. It may take up to 60 minutes per student. So if you have several smartphones, tablets, or a computer room in school, they could all work on it individually, but at the same time as a class activity. Or if you don't have enough, you can have them students do it individually, but have a teacher present in case they need some assistance. These links are like you need a computer or to get access to, but it is important to say that the link doesn't need you to have internet at that moment. So you can have students completing the assessment and filling out all the survey and send it, even if they don't have internet at that moment. So please, if you are having any questions, you can write them down and then we can go through them at the end. And well, here, the learner self-assessment, it also needs to be done twice. One at the start of the School Enterprise Challenge and one after you submit the annual report. So it's basically the same time for the teacher observation. So how does it look like? In this slide, you're seeing an example of the teacher self-assessment. Here is where a teacher chooses in which one of the 15 steps of a skill the student is. So maybe a teacher considers that the student is in the first step. So you probably can see it here. You can see it here. So here, if a teacher thinks that the student can give answers or explain his thoughts to a group or a group of people in a discussion. So the teacher will be saying the student is here and completing this for each one of the skills and then send it. And this is how the learner self-assessment looks like. In this one, each student is going to answer how they feel their skills are in each one of these steps or statements. Like this one is an example for problem-solving skills. The student will read the statement and then click on the option that suits him or her the best. So we'll reach each one of these, like I can follow instructions to solve a problem, and whether he considers he can or not, he will mark each one. And he will have 15 questions for each of the skills. And then after he completes the 15 questions, he will be able to, like he will send his responses. Something that I wanna be really clear here is that all these answers to the surveys are not a test or an exam or an evaluation for you or your students. What we are really evaluating is the quality of the school enterprise challenge, because we want to improve it the best way possible and have the biggest impact on you and your students. And we want you to get the information on how to best help your students. We also want you to make the best of these surveys and give you the information that you can reflect on and think about whether there is something that you think you need to focus your attention on when planning your classes, or if your teaching techniques are the best and your students are making the best of it. And so at this point, you probably are thinking about the size of your school's business team. And well, we are recommending for you to apply these surveys to one group of 8 to 10 secondary students that are participating in the School Enterprise Challenge this year, and another group, and also to apply the survey to another group of 8 to 10 students that are not participating in the business school. But these students must have like some similar characteristics to those that are participating. In your group of students that are participating, 5 girls and 5 boys, then we recommend you that in your group of those that are not participating to have like a similar rate for gender, and then for age or the year that they're studying. So this is what we call a control group. That it's a term that you're probably familiar with. And why do we need to apply these surveys to these 2 groups? Well, it's because having this information about the 2 groups will not only let us measure the students' progress over time, it will not only tell us how they did at the beginning and at the end of the School Enterprise Challenge, but it will also let us know the difference between participating in this extracurricular activity is making in those students between those that are not. So if your school business team is smaller than 8 students, we can totally review that case. And if you're interested in participating in applying these surveys, just please let us know and we will see what we can do about that. So I know it's been a lot of information, but now it is time for some questions and some answers. Please, if you have any questions of what we've seen so far about the Schools Builder, please write them down in the chat so we can answer them. So, where will we get this? After this webinar, and it's something that I'm going to talk to you a bit more later, we're going to be sending you a Google form that you will be telling us if you're interested in participating or not. And if you're interested, we're gonna send you a PDF document with all the information you need and with the links of the surveys so you can apply them. The other question is, at the end of the survey, what is the long-lasting effects on the students? What the survey per se doesn't have effects on the students because with this survey, we're trying to measure the effects of the school enterprise challenge program in the students. So think about more how we can use these surveys to measure that effects that the school enterprise challenge has, instead of the survey providing additional effects on the students. And then if Fadare asks is there a financial backing to run the survey? We are not providing any financial benefits for the survey, but this is a tool that is created by Skills Builder, and we are running this assessment for free with them. So you will not get benefits for additional economic benefits, but you will be able to do this for free and to measure the impact of the school enterprise challenge in your students. And then it says, if participants are only one gender, it's either boys or girls to be taken. If your school is running a business with only boys in their team or only girls, then you can have the control group or the other group that you're going to measure the participants against the same gender. It can be all, if your school business team is 10 boys, then you can have the control group or the group of non-participants of all 10 boys. So it's good. And another question is a must that all have to participate in the survey? No. We are recommending 8 to 10 students. So if your school business team is, let's say, 45 students, that is what is recommended for the goal level, then we don't recommend you to do it to all those 45 students, because it will, once you have the control group, it will turn into 90 students and it will take you a lot of time. So you must choose some of the students that are in the school business team and do it only with them. So do it with up to 10 people, so it doesn't take a lot of time. And then it says, is there a minimum or maximum amount limit for investment for the enterprise? I think that one is more related to particularly the school enterprise challenge, but no, there is not a minimum or maximum. It will depend on the business that you're running and the costs that you will think you will have, the initial costs. So that will determine how much money you will have to get at the beginning to invest in your school's business. The other question says, we have discussed about our idea of business, but to go further with it, if we can meet physically to develop it until September comes. That's from the question before. It is ideal, it is ideal that you start sooner rather than later, but as you're starting school in September, if you start running your business as soon as September comes, as soon as school classes start, then it will have you enough time to run your business. And one of the things is, I want to mention, we have the deadline for the 22nd of November. But if by that date you have only finished your business idea or your business plan, but you're still having your annual report, those business plan and business idea that you submitted will also be making you eligible to win prizes for those steps. So don't get that discouraged you the time, but do the best as you can as you can. If that's September, then that will give you enough time. And for the skills builder tools assessment that I presented today, if you start in September, you will have almost 3 months to run your business, but by then, as you already started your idea of business, you will have enough time to see the change in your students. So it's also good that you participate in this. Then the other question says, our school is reopening on 1st of July. Can we make different teams from middle and senior wing? How many students are needed in each group? I'm not sure I understand that question. Sorry. Is it how many students are needed in each group for the school's business team or for this assessment, for the change in skills assessment? And we have another question. Can a school have more than one business team? And yes, you can have more than one, but you can you can create that other business teams from the same school login access that you already have on your platform. So you can log into your account, to the online platform with your account, and then from there create the other teams. So you do not need to register more accounts. So yes, you can have more than one and as many as you want. And I have another question saying that didn't understand how to carry out the survey. So if you are interested in participating in carrying out the surveys and measuring the change in your student skills, then we will be sending you a document with all the information that you will need. But basically, you will have to, there are two types of assessments. One is the teacher assessment, and then the second one is the student self-assessment. So in the first one, the teacher is gonna answer a survey on how he observes the skills in each of the students. And the second one, in the student self-assessment, is a student that is gonna answer how he observes that skill on himself. If he or she thinks that has that skill that the survey is asking for, or if he or she doesn't. And then these two surveys will be sent through a link to you. That all that technical information, we have it in written, so it's really clear for you to understand what are each of the steps. So we have a document with all the steps that you must follow, and then we will be working with you so you understand everything. But it's basically two surveys. One is that the teacher must complete, and then another one is the student must complete. And then the first one is you do it when you're starting the School Enterprise Challenge program, so as soon as possible. And the other one is after you submit the annual report. So in the end, it becomes 4 surveys, 2 from teachers and 2 from the student self-assessment. And let's go back to some of the questions. It says business team. I think, let me go. For the business teams, we recommend you to have from 15 to 45 students, as it will depend on the size of the school, but we are recommending from 15 because the activities sometimes in a business can be a lot of activities, and we don't want to this is an extracurricular activity, so we don't want to overwhelm the students with all the things that they have to do for the business. But if we also have teams from 3 students. Like it doesn't have to be those 15, but it is something that we recommend thinking about all the things that they will have to do. But if you have 3 students that are really eager to participate, then we welcome them to be in the business team. And can music be a business idea? Yes, it can be. And you can use all the resources, even like physical or all the talents that your students have to create a business with it. And yes, we will be sharing the recording of the presentation. So that's good. We'll share after the webinar. And also says in Nigeria, we will be going on break by July to resume again by September for a new academic session. If you want, to start this assessment, these surveys, then it would be good to start to apply them, apply them now, as soon as we give you all the information, and then continue with the steps of 1, 2, and 3, and then by the annual report, after you send it, then do the second part of the assessment. So there is time. We know that right now a lot of schools are having their summer break, so don't worry. But if you can do these surveys right now and then the other ones after you finish your business, like your step 3, then that would be great. I have people asking about sending the information, and yes, I will be sending the information about this meeting. And about the price, is it for the best participants or for all participants? For the different submissions, we have prices for best business idea on bronze, best business idea on silver, and we also have like best outstanding teacher. So we have those 2 prices. You can find more about the prices on the School Enterprise Challenge website, and there it has a list. I will send you the link to the website so you can see them all. And I don't know, I think there are not any more questions. So we'll continue with the presentation, and I will be sending those links. So now that we've answered the questions and I talked to you about how this skills builder tool works, we're really interested to know if you're in, if you would like to participate. You don't have to make this decision right now. We don't want to pressure you, but we will be sending you an email after this webinar so we can know whether you're interested in using the Skills Builder tool to measure your student skills. So please answer to that email. It will be a Google form, so please answer that in the next 48 hours. We would really love to have you on board and to share this tool with you. We think that it will make an impact on the way you think about your students and their needs. So it is really something really useful. And if you don't think that you will be able to join us, but might know someone who is interested, please email us to info@schoolenterprisechallenge.org. And you can also email us if you still have some questions about School Enterprise Challenge or the Skills Builder tool. So I think that is it for today regarding the Skills Builder. Let me see, see another question. Maybe we have some time to answer. We have 5 more minutes to answer those questions. So if you have like final questions, please let us know. Says, those that won prizes last season School Enterprise, when exactly are they getting their prizes? We are working on it. We're expecting to have them finalized by September, October, but we are working on that. And Thank you for sending all your information and congratulations for winning a prize. If there are no more questions, then thank you everyone for joining us today. And well, I hope to see you again soon. And please reply to the email once we send it because we would love to know if you're interested in this tool. Thank you.